Are tonight claiming that the fight has been worthwhile after the announcement that 248 jobs have been saved at BAE Systems in Brough. Just 8 months ago, the East Yorkshire plant was facing closure. But after a huge campaign against the move, the company today announced it's won a £1.6 billion deal to sell Hawk trainer jets to Saudi Arabia. But while it's good news for many, more than 200 jobs are still under threat. Here's our correspondent, Siobhan Robbins.
These workers in Brough have proved they are fighters. From the moment their jobs were at risk, they battled hard to save them. Just a few weeks ago, hundreds headed to London to protest. And today, they say it's paid off.
We've mitigated a further 218 jobs. 150 of them are manual jobs. So really we've maintained manufacturing at the Brough site. Rather than the big chunks of aeroplane or the full aircraft, this is smaller parts that go together to build the aircraft into what it becomes.
So the Hawk jet continues to offer a lifeline to the factory. After 8 months, a relief for workers like Derek.
When I lost my sight in 1983, the company was great, you know. I started back there as a machinist, but I can honestly say that when they announced the redundancies, it felt harder to take than actually when I lost my sight. I know that might sound a bit daft, but it really was devastating.
It was September last year when 899 workers here were told their jobs were at risk, and since that point they've been fighting to save them. In October, some workers cycled across the Pennines to the Tory party conference. It was followed by a trip in December to Downing Street to hand a petition to the Prime Minister. This year, more protests have followed, including support from all the local MPs, until today when the news broke that 218 jobs here have been saved.
We've got about 3 other possible projects which will add to the creation of jobs, engineering jobs at Brough, use the Brough site properly. And you know, it's now possible. It's not by any means achieved. We're still a few hundred away from it at least. But it's now possible that we could get down to no compulsory redundancies at Brough. That's our new target.
30 admin roles have also been saved, but it's not all good news. After redeployment and voluntary redundancy, 205 jobs remain at risk.
The real issue here is that we've got overcapacity, and the important thing for us is to make sure that we deliver these aircraft on time for the minimum cost, and of course doing it in a way which gives a return to our shareholders. And so we have to take difficult decisions about how best to do that, and our judgment is that it's going to be a combination of Brough, Samlesbury and Wharton that work on this programme and ultimately deliver the 22 aircraft to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It's claimed today's deal will mean manufacturing here for at least 2 years, a welcome breathing space for the workforce.
Well, Siobhan's in the studio now. How positive is today's news?